Plymouth Gun Club, birthplace of the Minnesota State High School Clay Target League. And it started a long time ago. It started right after I retired, and I thought, you know, this is going to be great. I'm going to be able to come over to the gun club, spend a lot more time here than I used to. Well, as I started coming over here, and I realized that everybody else in the place, like me, was retired, except they had been retired a lot longer. And at that time, the average age of our members was 55 plus. That kind of tells us that our future was behind us unless we started attracting young people to the club. I saw the numbers and I called the DNR and I said, you must have some sort of an idea of how old the members are in these clubs. How old are the shooters anyway? And he said, what number are you operating off of? And I said, well, I'll tell you what the Plymouth Gun Club is. We're 55 plus. And he said, you're a little young, aren't you? This tells me that we don't need a Plymouth Gun Club youth program. We need to find a way of attracting young people to the shooting sports all over the state. And the reason we're going to schools, that's where the kids are. And I talked to Orono High School to start with, and met with the community outreach coordinator and said, we have a bunch of guys here that would like to become mentors. And so we got a half a dozen kids right away. That gave me the ability to go right down the street here to Wayzata High School and say, we have a trap team from Orono. We would like to find a team from Wayzata that would compete with them. The principal from Wayzata High School said, what you really should do is talk to Dave Stead. Dave is the executive director of the Minnesota State High School League, and he can give you some direction here. And I started talking to young people and saying, the kids who are coming here to shoot, how would you like to see a team in your school? A team where you could actually letter in the sport, a team where your team picture would be in the yearbook. You'd be on a par with football, baseball, soccer, lacrosse, all of that. They all loved the idea. So I talked to Dave Stead and said, how do we make this happen? And he said, well, the first thing I'll caution you to is get all of the patients together that you can muster, because it took lacrosse 7 years to become a league-sponsored activity. If we were able to hire additional people, there is no magic to this. We would just ask them to do exactly what we have done in Minnesota. We'd replicate the program, and I suspect that the very same thing that happened here with schools would happen with states. We would start with 8 or 9 states. That would go to 18. 18 would go to 36. We would have the entire country covered in 5 years or less. Most of the phone calls I get are from moms, and each phone conversation is almost like they're reading a script. They all start out by saying, you know, not every kid is cut out to be a football player. Not every kid is cut out to be a basketball player, which is exactly true. You don't need size, strength, or speed to be a good trap shooter. You need hand-eye coordination and an opportunity to do it. We're giving an awful lot of kids an opportunity to participate in an extracurricular activity, earn a letter, have a team picture in the yearbook that wouldn't have had that opportunity without this program.